Good evening and season's greetings. I'm Sev. Welcome to my fireside chat. Christmas time is a time for nostalgia, carols and fairy tales, particularly the ones by Brothers Grimm. Originally these stories were meant for adults and not children, this being evident in tonight's story. Tuck yourself in, grab a glass of mulled wine, and enjoy my rendition of the Grimm's fairy tale, Clever Gretel. Once upon a time, there was a cook named Gretel. Gretel, who was considered a shoe whore, liked to wear red heels. Whenever she went out wearing them, she would turn this way and that way, cheerfully thinking, "Seriously? My shoes are totally on fleek right now." After returning home, because she was so happy, she would tend to drink a swallow of mulled wine. The wine gave her the drunk munchies, so she would taste the best of what she had cooked until she was quite full. Gretel would then say, "I'm a cook, so obviously I need to know how my food tastes, duh!" One day her master said to her,
"Gretel, this evening a guest is coming. Prepare 2 turkeys for our festive meal the best way you can."
"Turkey, really?" answered Gretel. "It's just, I don't know, so obvious. Like, okay, it's December, we get it. But you know what? You're getting chicken, okay? Chicken! I mean, it's this dry, so... I mean, whoever likes turkey? God." Gretel returned to the kitchen, stuck the chickens on the spit, and then as evening approached put them over the fire to roast. The chickens began to brown and were nearly done, but the guest had not yet arrived. Gretel called to her master. "Your guest hasn't come yet, and I'm going to have to take the chickens off the fire any minute now, so, what am I doing here? Shit'll get off the pot." The master answered,
"You're right. I'll run and fetch the guest myself."
As soon as the master had turned his back, Gretel set the spit and the chickens aside and thought, "Standing here by the fire has made me so hot and sweaty. I was not made for this kind of labour. I should have just gone to Cabo with Chad. I'm getting a drink." So she ran down, lifted the jug of mulled wine to her lips, and took a healthy drink. "One belongs together," she said. "It's not good to keep it apart, right? I need to keep the whole jug together," and took another healthy drink. Gretel went and placed the chickens over the fire again and basted them with butter, cheerfully turning the spit. Because the roasting chickens smelled so good, she thought, a little taste won't hurt." She ran to the window to see if her master and his guest were arriving, but saw no one. Returning to the chickens, Gretel said, "That one wing is burning? I'd better just eat it." So she cut it off and ate it, and it tasted delicious. When she had finished it, she thought, "I'd better eat the other one too, or the master will see that something is missing." When both wings had been eaten, she once again looked for her master, but could see no sign of him. Then it occurred to her, "I guess it doesn't take Captain Obvious to figure out what happened here. They went to the burlesque house on the corner instead of coming back here to dinner. Typical." She then said, "Well, Gretel, you've already started eating this chicken. Might as well have another drink and eat the rest of it. Atkins diet for the win." Gretel ran to the cellar once again, downed another noble drink of mulled wine, and cheerfully finished off the first chicken. Feeling rather shit-faced, upon seeing that one chicken was gone and her master had still not yet returned, she looked at the other chicken and said, "Where one is, the other should follow. The two belong together. They're probably brothers or some shit. Might as well have another drink too. It's Christmas." I'm so alone. She took another hearty drink and sent the second chicken running after the first one. Just as she was making the most of it, her master returned, calling out,
"Gretel, hurry up. The guest is right behind me."
"Yes, sir. That's, cool," answered Gretel. Meanwhile, the master saw that the table was nicely set and all was in order. He picked up the large knife that he wanted to carve the chickens with and went into the hallway to sharpen it. The guest arrived and knocked politely on the door. Gretel ran to see who it was. When she saw that it was the guest, she held a finger before her mouth and said, "Shh! Be quiet! Hurry and get out of here! If my master catches you, you'll be sorry. Yeah, he invited you for dinner, right? But in reality, he actually wants to cut off both of your ears. He's like totally psycho, like serious Patrick Bateman shit. You don't believe me? Listen, he's sharpening his knife for it right now." The guest heard the sharpening of the carving knife and ran back down the steps as fast as he could. Then Gretel, as swift as she was drunk, ran to her master, crying, "Just what kind of a guest did you invite?"
"Why, Gretel, what do you mean by that?"
"Well," she said. "He took both of the chickens off the platter, just as I was about to carry them out, and then he ran away with them,"
Why, what a rude and discourteous fellow.
said the master, feeling sorry about the loss of the chickens.
I'm not gonna make do with just vegetables. I'm not some kind of mad vagine.
It's pronounced vegan.
The point remains, he could have left one of the chickens so it'd have something to eat.
The master shouted out through the window to stop his guest from leaving, but he pretended not to hear. He then ran after him, the glistening carving knife still in his hand, shouting,
Just one! Just one!
But the guest could only think that he wanted him to give up one of his ears, so he ran as though there was a fire burning beneath him, in order to get home with both ears. The end. And what was tonight's moral of the story? I don't know. Good night and Merry Christmas, everybody. Yeah, that'll do it.